Actually, I think Direk was just very generous with me.
Okay.
But actually, she did most of the hard work. It's just that um, we were quite collaborative. Like there were certain scenes, and I was telling her what I would be comfortable with, and certain ideas I have. And, ano din, parang we had such a little budget kasi for this film, so a lot of love was poured into it. Like literally, everybody who was on set, like they were really there because they wanted to support and make the movie happen. So I'm just so amazed that we were able to pull it off with such a small budget. And ano din, yung pa Dream Boy Life, that was actually my idea because it's a queer film, and after this we're going to be released on VMX, right? So we were thinking, like, I don't think there's too many people in the community that are subscribed to VMX, so we really wanted to get the word out there that we have this kind of film so that more people could watch it.
Yeah, so subscribe to VMX, guys. Yeah, wala akong kinalaman sa VMX actually, pero plug na rin, sige. Yeah, so ano bang pitch sa'yo ni Direk sa role na to? What did he tell you about who you're supposed to be?
Okay, so if I'm gonna be completely honest, like when I accept a role, like for the longest time, it has, of course, like I want there to be a budget for me. Like I want to feel appreciated as an artist, and like I want to feel like my talent is valued. So, there's so many times that I don't accept a project because I feel like I'm being lowballed. You know what I mean? Like, wala lang. Parang for the longest time, I feel like, no. I've put in a lot of hard work, so this is my price, and if hindi kaya, then there's another project for me then. That's just always how I've been thinking. But the only times that like I bend is if a creative reaches out to me and they tell me like, look, this is my dream project, and you're the only one that I can think of who I want to play this role. I don't know why every single time when a creative reaches out to me, it just pulls on my heartstrings, and I'm just like, you know what? I feel like it's such an honor for someone to even think that I would be that dream person for that role. So I had a friend who told me that they have a friend who's a creative, a director that has a role for me. And when Direk Rodina just told me like her idea, it was just so crazy. It was like hypersexual. It was in this crazy fantasy world, and I was just like, excuse my language, but I was like, fuck, like this is right up my alley. Like,
Okay lang, R80 naman tayo. Fuck!
yeah, I was just thinking like, we live in a country that's still quite conservative because we're a Catholic country, right? But we're only human. We're only human, and we all experience the same things, in terms of our mga bisyo or whatever that may be to each and every one of you. It looks different, right? But sometimes there's always that wall because it's like, oh no, we're a Catholic country, we're religious, we can't be like this, we can't express ourselves this way. But reality is, we're just human. We all have this side to us, and when it gets repressed, actually, fighting that back gets harder and harder. So yeah, when she told me her vision and the characters for this movie, I was just like, oh my gosh, like I don't think I've ever heard of something like this being done in the Philippines before. And I was just like, yeah, I feel like this is a cool story, and I want to be part of it. I want to be part of telling this story.
Nandito pala si Director of Photography, Malay Javier. Wave ka naman, wave.
Yeah, he's the best. He took really good care of us in the scenes because those scenes were pretty crazy. So it's really important to feel safe on set.
EJ Lorena.
Hello po. Hi, Diwa.
Diwa, kumusta?
Diwa, kamusta? Okay naman.
Perfect.
No nails
EJ.
for today, Diwa?
I am...
Ayan na.
Yeah.
Hindi siya naka-coat.
EJ, ikaw, anong pitch sa'yo ni
Hindi ka nilalagay.
Direct for this project?
Basta gawin ko lang. No, I mean, like, binigay niya sa akin yung first draft pa lang ng script way back November. And I knew that she wrote it for me because the character was a nail artist. So, yeah, and tapos nung pinitch niya sa akin as something na erotica, I thought, ano bang story? So, binasa ko lang yung script, sabi ko, sige, game.
Kasi may trepidation ba? May hesitation ba? Learning na, yun nga, erotic siya.
I think, wala naman. Kasi nung in-offer niya sa akin, tinanong ko kagad yung mga friends ko, itatakwil niyo ba kung gumawa ako ng ganito? No, I mean like, ano lang, sabi ko, I think it's high time for me to make something that's a little bit more daring because I don't like being infantilized because a lot of people know me from a kid's gag show from way back. So I think, patandain niya naman akong very light. Because my last film with Direk Rodina, my character was 15, 16?
Ibon.
So, and I was, I think, 25 at that time. So sabi ko, gusto ko naman ng medj nagtatrabaho na, yung may ginagawa na sa life, may malalim ng bubog sa buhay niya. So, yung makaka-relate ako personally. So, masaya naman ako kasi for someone like Direk Rodina, opening herself up to me, I felt like naramdaman ko kung bakit you know, yung thirst niya to actually tell this story. So, yeah, sabi ko, sige, samahan kita. Basta kailangan maganda yung nails. Sabi ko nga. Yeah.
Good choice. Dalawang beses ka na ex, anong feeling?
Tatlong beses na.
Tatlong beses na pala,
Yeah.
sorry.
I felt bullied. Super. I mean, like, I told my friends about how I felt nung time na yon. Sabi na, baka hindi naman personal sa'yo. Don't take it personally as an individual. Sabi ko, I'm the face of the film. Dalawang magkasunod. Tapos hindi ko magets yung una. Eto, medyo naiintindihan ko pa, but pangalawa na, dalawang magkasunod na pelikula. So, sabi ko, personal is political, political is personal. So, if hindi ako magsasalita about it, I mean, ano nang mangyayari dun sa mga susunod pang gusto magkwento ng mga trans stories? Lagi na lang bang ex? Pero sabi ko, ex. Wow, babae. Diba? Ganon.
I'd like to open it up to the audience. Kung may tanong kayo para sa cast, habang darating rin si Direk. Wala pa siya.
Too late for Dina.
Actually, can we ask the audience a few questions?
Oh,
Pwede ba yun?
yeah.
Like,
Sinong gusto sumagot?
I want to hear from you guys. By the way, there's so many beautiful faces here tonight. Like, it's very touching to see such a full audience. Yeah. But I want to ask, like, if anybody wants to share, what was some of you guys' favorite scenes or moments in the film? Does anybody want to share? Maybe we could hand someone the mic.
Yeah. Guys, share tayo. Ay, sa taas.
Anybody want to share?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see someone's hand at the back there.
It's always somebody in the back. Para pinapatakbo yung mga usher.
Go girl, kaya mo yan. Woo!
Tumakbo eh.
Sayak dami.
Hi.
Hi. I suppose a striking moment for me was like the very slow-paced descent of Diwa in the stairway. I think I always respect it when directors like always take the time to set up a scene, and I can really appreciate how it was filmed because it was very bleak and dark, and I think it was a very intriguing way of visually telling the audience in terms of what was going on to her mind psychologically. And I think it's not just restricted to that scene naman. I think it really persisted all throughout the movie, which is something that I can really appreciate artistically kasi it really meant a lot to me, like seeing such a visceral perspective of a transgender individual, especially as someone who's also like dealt with a lot of insecurities and doubts about my own identity. So yeah, I just wanted to say thank you then sa inyo for really executing in terms of portraying that experience and being able to show that to all of us here. So yeah.
Wow. First of all, you're extremely well spoken. Like, that was really well said. And that's actually one of my favorite scenes too. I'm so happy that you said that. That was amazing. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Salamat. Ang ganda-ganda nun. Yeah, and I mean, yeah, kasi that day, super, parang, ang dami kong akyat baba, di ba? It's the whole day na nakaheels pa ako. So like, nung inakyat ko na si Tony, that was one of the last na shot of the day na shoot namin. Sanay na ako, as in, nung umakyat ako, bilis-bilis na, tapos ilang beses kang natalis, parang 2 beses. I'm so sorry.
EJ could barely walk at that point.
Yeah,
Like,
hindi, nung una,
her
kaya ko
legs
pa.
were giving in
Yung
already.
last flight of stairs, as in yung hands ko, as in, hindi ako pwedeng tumingin sa kanya. Tapos nag-tighten na lang yung hawak ko, tapos sinuport na lang ako ni Tony kasi my legs were
Tapos,
giving out.
ang hirap nung scene na yun kasi it's, what, like 3 or 4 flights of stairs?
Yeah.
And direct didn't allow us to look down.
Down, yeah.
We had to look straight. So, like, pag nagkamali kami, wala, ulit
Ulit
kami.
siya from the start.
It wasn't easy. And mind you, naka-jacket kaming dalawa, tas sobrang
Yes.
init. It was in like an abandoned building. And we had to do that like 3 times.
Times, yeah.
It was
Tayong
crazy.
dalawa. Ako parang like the whole day I was
All day siya. Yeah. So 3 times na yun, hirap na ako, tas hindi pa ako naka-heels. Can you
Pero
imagine?
super galing ng instinct ni Tony kasi yung last flight of stairs, before kami maglakad dun sa may pa-CCTV, you know that? Papunta dun sa elevators, wala na talaga yung legs ko as in like jelly na siya. So, galing ni Tony kasi na-feel niya kagad na wala na talaga ito na to. Pero isa na lang, konti na lang. So, yeah.
Galit na galit yung pelikula, pero one of the characters na hindi talaga na-introduce is yung Pulubit. And I think that's one of the kindest gestures na pinalabas sa pelikula kasi nung simula parang ang danger yung dala nung Pulube para kay Diwa. Pero as we know, the Diwa, he's angry, but she is angry, sorry. But she's also the kindest person. Ano yung naging, I don't know if you're the right person to ask this since wala si Miss Rodina, but ano yung naging thought process, bakit natin pinasok yung isang maralita at maging reflection siya ng kabutihan ng character mo?
To me personally, I think yung relationship nung Pulube, ni Pura and ni Diwa, has something to do with yung proximity nila sa isa't isa. And nakikita niya palagi yung character na yon. And bago siya lumabas sa safety ng barangay Bagong Pag-asa, doon pa lang meron ng, makikita na doon pa lang meron ng parang irony, yung idea of danger and wanting to connect with that person. So, I think nagko-contrast yun dun sa mas malalaking mga issue pag lumabas na siya dun sa barangay nila. Na even that, parang, I think somehow, binubuo pa lang din niya yung trust na meron siya dun sa mga bagay na she finds attractive yet dangerous. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, can I add on that lang? In terms of production, I think ang pagkakakwento sa akin ni Direk dito is, imaginein mo yung konsepto ng respect and how it's kind of vague but it's also really simple. And para sa isang pulubi, sa isang maralita, pa yung makapagbigay sa'yo nun, I think that says a lot. And I think yun yung point ng part na yun. It might be hard to understand conceptually to people, pero even yung isang maralita na probably siguro hindi siya nakaka-access ng education, alam niya yun. Ayun lang.
Oh yeah, actually yeah, di ba? I mean,
Yeah.
even siya na hindi ko alam na nagsasalita, nag-ma'am siya, nag-thank you siya at the end of it all. You know, like may ganun siya, hindi mo kailangan maging edukado para magkaroon ng empathy, kumbaga.
Oo, you're right.
You know, so, yeah, I think yung proximity na lagi sila nakikita, diba? Kasi nakikita niya kung ano yung ginagawa ni Diwa palagi. From afar lang, andun lang siya sa gilid. But that connection, I think, is enough just, alam mo yun, na maging statement na hindi natin kailangan maging super bright, you know, to be kind. Hindi naman siya masyadong nice, minsan ganun-ganun pa siya, di ba?
Yeah,
Pero yung respect is there, so yeah.
Question over here.
Thank you.
Hi po, first of all, congratulations on the film. Sobrang striking po yung part na parang nagsisympathize yung buong LGBT bar dun sa pagkamatay ng isang fellow trans sister nila. And I know it's really a sensitive part of the story. And bilang trans women, I know na baka mahirap yung process. Can you just like walk us through yung process of doing that scene and kamusta yung atmosphere after doing that?
That scene was so magical. Super galing ni Iya.
Yes.
Hindi naman lahat artista yung mga trans sisters ko doon. Pero with the performance of Iya, dalawa lang yung take na ginawa niya. Sobrang nanginig lahat, umiyak lahat. Kasi, I mean, at the end of the day, parang party lang talaga siya pag pinagsama-sama mo ang mga trans sa isang place. Ang gulo-gulo talaga, ang saya-saya. Pero para hugutin ng performance ni Iya, yung lahat kami, you know, na dalhin doon. Kasi parang when we're together, masaya kami. Hindi namin naiisip yung mga ganong mga bagay. So I think sobrang magical lang nung moment kasi na-feel namin na hindi lang siya performance. We relate to that same story, but at the end of it, tawanan lang kami kasi ang happy namin na ang ganda ng eksena. Hindi namin inarte, kumbaga. Yung nuances ng hindi rin kami like dito ka, hindi ganoon ang pag-direct ni Direk Rodina sa amin. Hinayaan lang niya na lumapit lang kayo kay Mama Guada. Yung natural yung gagawin kung ganito yung nangyari talaga. So, ang laking tulong kasi to me na medyo may idea kung paano i-arte yung mga bagay-bagay. To see my sisters, the way they react, naturally with nuance, ang dami ko rin natututunan. So, yeah, parang ganun din kay Iya. Sa kanya, siya talaga yung naging force nung eksena na yon. So, I'm just really happy na sa casting ni Rodina. Kasi, happy ako palagi na pag umiikot yung mga characters sa Rodina Cinematic Universe. Tapos, if pag pinanood nyo yung bawat pelikula ni Rodina or kahit yung series niya, may mga Easter eggs doon na maliliit. Even dun sa costume, sa nails, sa set. meron kayong makikitang connection sa universe na yon. So yeah.
We have time for one last question.
Hello, hi. The question is for the artist. Kasi I saw a video of Tony online asking, yung process niya when he got the sign for.
Direk, patapos na eh.
Napili kami sa inyo panalo.
Oh my God! Congrats!
Multo is finally happy. Hindi, bro. Hindi yung galing na Migs. Congrats!
Congrats, Direk.
Wait, let him finish his question.
Yeah. Question.
Okay, then. okay. So ayun, so I saw a video from Tony online na yung you were asking for a sign, right? Na there was like a moment wherein you got like in the middle, right? So with your as an artist or with the fellow artists you're working with, how will you convince other artists to explore this kind of genre?
Makes you don't want to sit down? Okay, thank you for that question actually, and I really appreciate that you saw that video. Baka hindi halata, but I'm actually quite religious.
Yes.
So taking this kind of role, like I definitely have a crazy side, and I want to actually express that side sometimes. But like my moral side is like sometimes I don't know where the boundary is of what's appropriate and what's healthy, what's appropriate, what lines I shouldn't cross na. So when I took this movie, yun nga, I started to get like cold feet because I was like, oh no, like I don't know if this is like blasphemous na, like I might be promoting sex, like if a younger generation sees what I'm doing, like I was getting scared, those were the thoughts. But yun nga, do you mind? I'll just share. So what ended up happening was during my final transformation, like that day was really long and extensive because I had to dye my hair pink. So we bleached my hair, dyed my hair pink. After that, I had to get my tooth gems. So after the tooth gems, EJ painted my nails. I looked in the mirror and I was like, who the hell is this person? Like, oh my gosh, like I'm knees deep in this. Like I'm getting scared. Like I don't know if this is the right choice, but I also can't back out anymore because my hair is pink. So I was like, same day, like serendipitously, every Tuesday I go to Baclaran to pray. And this movie is about the story of a trans woman. And when I went to Baclaran to church, mind you, this was like 2 a.m. na at this point. There's 3 women there that said hi to me inside the church. And I just said, oh, hi. I prayed first, and after my prayer, they waited for me. We're still inside the church. And when I got closer to them, I realized that they were actually 3 dolls. So they were 3 trans women. And sino? Okay. So and they said such wonderful things. They're like, we're supporting you and we hope that you have many more projects. Thank you for the picture. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like this is my sign. I'm literally in the house of God and he's telling me like, Tony, tell their stories, like be part of this project. Like like for me, like I just believe in signs. So my advice for the next, for people who want to accept maybe more daring roles, and I don't know if this is going to be helpful, but I think you should, one, follow your heart, but also listen to the signs of the universe. Because if you're willing to listen and meditate on that, if you're not religious, like meditate on it. If you are religious, like really pray. God will lead you to the right place, honestly. If your heart is in the right place, he's gonna lead you there. You just have to listen to the signs. Listen to your heart and really pray. For me, that's my advice. I'm not sure if it's helpful, but that's what led me to this project, and I'm proud to be part of this project.
Direk, I'm sure people have many questions, pero unfortunately, may susunod pa na screening. But maybe we can ask just for a final message, invite people to see Dream Boy. All of you, actually.
Siguro lahat ng mga nandito, kung may mga tanong kay message na lang ako. Charing. But I hope you get to help us promote Dream Boy kasi sobrang scared ako when I did this. I tried so many mga bagong atake na hindi ko alam kung magugustuhan ba ng audience. But like, ang mahirap kasi is that torn ako doon sa ang dami kong kailangan sabihin. Kasi paulit-ulit tong sinasabi ng mga hindi naman trans. They keep on telling these stories on behalf of us. And I kept on thinking, how do I get to say all these things that I have to say if I have all these limitations with me? Like parang, pwede naman halimbawa lang parang I just want to take you to the process of na parang halimbawa, yung dun sa scene sa Mama Guada na ine-elaborate nila yung mga nag-try mag-revive ng libog ni Diwa. Parang kung meron kaming budget, kaya yun i-shoot another day, di ba, yung mga flashback niya. Pero dahil wala kaming budget, dialogue na lang. Sorry, pero di ba, I tried to like make up with what we have, and we only have 2 million to do this. 2 million in a dream and a lot of believers, including the actors. Kasi si Tony, alam mo yun, sinakwento niya transformation, siya nagbayad ng lahat. Oo, tas parang he's doing it for the role. Like alam niyang wala kaming budget. So parang hindi, gawin natin, ganyan. How do you want to do this? Collaborated with a lot of people. I'll take this opportunity to thank all of the team who collaborated with me kasi parang sobrang surreal, sorry, kasi ang dami talaga namin pinagdaanan and sobrang dami namin pinagdaanan from getting this story produced, applying it, ganyan, writing it. I need to like open myself up a lot of times for people to like translate everything on screen. So hard, but I hope that through this film, the next time that a trans filmmaker or a trans story gets in a festival like this, they will never be doubted, but immediately believed. Yun lang, have a great day. Salamat po.
In-instruct akong sabihin kayo mag-invite ng tao. So, i-video raw.
Oh, okay.